A young boy was walking briskly down an empty street, his footsteps echoing in the silence. He was late coming home from his friend's house, and his parents would be worried. But he wasn't afraid. He had walked this route home many times before. As he was walking, he glanced behind him and saw a figure in the distance. The figure was heading in the same direction as he was. The figure was tall and thin, and was wearing a long black coat. The boy could not see a face in the night light. The boy, though, was undisturbed as they were far apart, and he kept walking. But after a little while he couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. He glanced over his shoulder, and the figure he saw earlier was gone. The boy let out a sigh of relief. He must have imagined it. But then he heard it. Footsteps. They were getting louder and closer. The boy started to walk a little faster. He could hear the footsteps behind him. They were approaching closer and closer. He turned a corner and began to run. But the footsteps seemed to keep up with him. The boy, in a panic, tripped and fell. His breath caught in his throat as he heard the footsteps stop right behind him. The boy quickly stood up and spun around, his heart pounding in his chest. The figure he saw earlier was standing there, its face still hidden in the shadows. "Why are you following me?" It didn't answer. It just stood there silently. The boy, now afraid, backed away slowly. The figure slowly moved towards him. The boy turned to run, but the figure was somehow faster. It grabbed the boy by the arm and spun him around. "Where are you going?" it whispered in the boy's ear. The boy let out a scream the next morning. The boy's body was found. His face was twisted in terror, and his eyes were wide with fear.